Why is that?
Hello and welcome. We have got really clear communication that we are live. Welcome to
Hunchback live stream after hours event 2023.
After Hours. That's the name of the thing we've been doing for 3 years now.
And this year we have a special friend with us, Josh. Say hi, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Okay, good job. He's here because last year when we did the trivia, he was answering, so we figured we might as well just not have that problem, and he could join us this year. So welcome.
Thanks.
How does it feel?
I feel special.
Okay, good. We're gonna keep his answers short.
So tonight we've got what we usually do. We're going to give away some concession coupons, some tickets for the show, and also maybe a season pass for the winner of trivia. I don't know. We were told we don't know what the season is, so we can be very liberal with giving those away.
It's just one show.
so we hope not. But the auditorium will be going under construction shortly. You know, getting some new equipment, amenities, keeping the heart and soul of it the same, but replacing some things like lights and the wood on the stage. Because I'm going to be honest, if we replace the seats in here, I'm not coming back. But as a lot of you know, or 6 of you know, one of which is me, this is the 60th summer of Ross Summer Music Theater.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, so it's about time we get a rehash, because the last time we got one was around, say, the 80s, and then before that it was after the gym floor. We started on a gym floor in a high school, I believe. Here, yeah. And slowly but surely, they gave money to the arts, and Ross Summer Music Theater kind of spearheaded the reason for that, because a lot of the community liked to take part in public productions, and they made this fancy auditorium, since the Star Plaza's been down, the biggest and most well-equipped in the area, Northwest Indiana.
We are very special to have this auditorium to be able to use this here. So we're excited about
Some new things.
the updating, especially the new stage. I think I'm most excited for that.
Yeah, it's nice to get the wear and tear from the dance mats from years of dance studios not listening to us when we say they can't tape the floor.
Yeah. So this is our 60th summer. Jake, how many summers is this for you?
I mean, summers that my life has revolved around this, 26, but...
Which is how old you are.
Yeah. But
Josh, do you know?
I mean,
Sorry, I cut you off.
But the actual years involved, I think I started, well, the first show I was in utero, but actually, you know, sentient, and made the choice to do it, I think 7 or 8. I was 7 or 8 years old. Joseph, 2004, I was 7.
I was 7, so you could not have been 7.
2004?
Yeah.
6, I was 6. Or was the year after, it might have been 2000. Well,
I was 1.
You were 1?
I was 1.
Don't say
In
that.
2004. Okay, well, so 26 years, because Josh, do you know how many summer or just Ross productions you've been part of?
How many I've been a part of? No.
Like, how many years do you know?
Yeah.
Out of the 60?
2019?
Yeah, so let me do math. 4?
4?
4 years.
It seems like a lot more than that.
It does.
And when he does every single show, he's graduated high school, and he still comes back to help out with the high school productions here. It does seem a lot longer, because every show feels like a year, just because of how much work goes into these. A lot of people don't realize when we go out in the public and they say, "Oh, where's this at?" We say Maryville High School, and you see this look of resignation on their face right after.
But it's community. It's everyone, all ages.
It is. And the high school is just the venue. I mean, I don't see people complaining about going to a theater on a cruise ship. Oh, you're performing that where? On a cruise ship?
Oh.
No. It's facilities for, on the water. The facilities for theater, it just happens to be attached to a high school that likes to park everything else around the auditorium, so you have to go through athletics to get to us. There's lots of different theaters in the area that are connected to different buildings and such, but this has a 1,000-seat auditorium, give or take a few. You know, we've got 2 follow spots up there, we got sound clouds everywhere, we got lights, I think triple digits.
Let's not even talk about the sets, the amount of sets we have.
Oh my God. I'm so glad we kept it from the last time we did Hunchback, because I was looking at my Snapchat memories of last time we did Hunchback, and just nothing was done around this time, but now we actually have the bells and stuff out. I think the bells were made the week before the show.
Oh, wow.
Last
Linda
time.
put in a lot of work on those bells.
Like the airplane and
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and catch me.
Audrey too, you know, just all of them.
Josh, did you ask who made the towers that we used?
I did not.
Who asked that? Yeah. But
me.
someone, during sets yesterday, someone asked who actually made the towers, and I think Mike said the steel mills?
Oh, that was I was asking about one of, not every tower, one of the towers, I guess you can call it that.
Yeah.
I was talking about, and yeah, I think he said we got it from a steel mill, donated it to us, and we've been using them ever since.
Which is pretty cool that it's been able to be reused in such a great capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's because there's so much history with this place, it's hard to find a theater group that does not have some kind of tie, whether it be personnel or, you know, history that they're connected to. Ross, I know for a fact, Genesius Guild, that was made by a lot of Ross people, and I've, you know, frequent shows at the Opera House and Chicago Street Theater and stuff like that, and tons of people from Ross do those shows or direct those shows. So it's like we kind of got our hooks in everywhere, which is easy to do when you're the first. Because 60 years, I mean, that's older than the town of Maryville itself. So lots of ties, lots of familiar faces we see. And a lot of it is because like a lot of families and relationships kind of blossom here. We've got, you know, tons of stories. I mean, there's Dan and Judy Wilbur. They were doing shows with us, and I think Dan proposed during Spamalot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was sweet.
And then the entire cast went to the wedding. It was super nice. You meet lots of people here. It's definitely a community thing. I think one of my favorite summers looking back was that Les Mis 2012, the one that was just all the students. That was a really cool experience, and you know, people I don't talk to every day, but I'll run into them or something, and it's like pick up where we left off, those kinds of friendship and memories. And lots of people that I won't talk to an entire year, and the second we do a show, we pick right back up.
Yeah, that was the best part, like growing up and being in Ross, is once the school year was over, you knew you were going to see your summer friends like you, or even Elise, who's doing shows with us again, which is so great. The Santoses, seeing them all the time. It was so great to just pick up right where you left off and have an amazing summer of putting on a great show.
And like people coming back to see, we'll talk about Alumni Night later, but a lot of stuff like that, where you just kind of carry on that community. I mean, people coming back and helping other people out with like parts that they've played before. I mean, we had several people who had leads on Beauty and the Beast before that said, oh, I can come give a pointer or two, you know, for XY character. I don't want to put names out there or anything. If they need it, you know, always volunteering help. People just coming sometimes for set building, just to build sets just so they have kind of like a hand in the production. Nana, it's his birthday. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday,
Nana.
Nana.
Birthday.
I know you're going to watch at some point. You probably won't even see that. Some good memories, some fun memories, some not so fun memories, you know, with just
They're
things we've
always
done
fun.
here. Funny, maybe. But there's lots of stuff we do, lots of relationships built. Like you said, Santoses, like we grew up with them.
We miss you guys.
Yeah, come back. Who needs France? Just come back. What about some friendships you've made in the shows?
Oh man, I can't even think about like what I would do without the people I've met here. Just thinking about how many summers I've spent with like people like Kennedy, or you meet them through doing shows and lifelong bonds and stuff like that. So it's just cool. Like you never know who you're gonna run into from the past. It'll just pop back up like, hey, I'm doing a show this year. So it's always fun seeing familiar faces come back.
Yeah. What about you, Cassidy? Any standouts?
And that's, no. No. Honestly, Jacob's probably one of my best friends just because we've known each other since 2004. That was my first show. So.
You were in my dad's movie.
Yes, actually. I was in a movie long before I did shows
Yeah.
here. So.
And you almost weren't in the movie.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Dad. Just the Reinhart family themselves just being just like a second family to not just me, but anyone who comes and does a show here. Like, you will be fed, you will be nurtured in, you know, your ability on stage, off stage. Just, you're gonna learn so much through them. So it's really just a whole 360 experience that's gonna affect you the rest of your life, which is awesome.
And because of like the connections you kind of build here and like the people that volunteer and like the expertise in various levels, you kind of have a symbiosis of, you know, learning from one another. If you know, understudy a part for a summer, all of a sudden, you know, this young up-and-comer 17-year-old that doesn't quite old enough for a part, you know, really looks up to the 25, 26-year-old that has a part, or the, however you cut the age gap, you know, kind of following along in the footsteps. I know there are lots of people before me that I looked up to, like Adrian, Russell, Will, Taylor, Matt Faison, lots of those people when I was younger that I like really looked up to, and you know, they kind of helped me take a step forward in like performance, and because of that we got really good quality of shows. Mm-hmm. And Ross, it's very important that we do our best to not turn away anybody. And there have been times where I've like suggested maybe we turn this person away because they're being a little mean, but everyone around is very much, no, if they want a place in the show, we got to make it work, you know, within reason, of course, but we don't turn anyone away. And that's not an easy task to have the quality of production that we do, balancing having everyone in and still putting on the competitively good quality. This show in particular, Hellfire, that's a video on YouTube, Heaven's Light and Hellfire back to back. And there's lots of comments on it asking, was this on Broadway? Was this da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da?
Yes.
Lots of people really, really mad that I didn't have roller skates on in Little Mermaid. There's, you know, quick bunch of people who like confuse our productions for, you know, professional quality productions. And to be honest, they are professional, but we don't get paid, so you can't really call it professional. But we got a bunch of professional people in here. We got music teachers, we got carpenters, we got people who studied dance in school, because we got a large cast, I think 80 people, 70, 80 people.
Yeah, I think around there, 78.
With everyone?
With everyone. Yeah, and this show is interesting because there's a really big chorus, a smaller chorus that kind of helps tell the story, and then like
Your leads.
the primaries, yeah. And honestly, if I had to, you know, pick any other part, I would probably pick one of the statues, because they've got so much, you know, character and stuff to do. You play like 9 characters in one role.
It's nonstop.
It is.
I didn't.
Thank you, Siri.
I think going back a little bit, my favorite thing about how Ross accepts everyone is actually this summer. Haley is someone in our chorus. She's great, and she's a music teacher, and she was like, I signed up, but I didn't even show up for auditions, and she's like, but I was on the cast list. And because she's here, and also Lauren, and like having your mom, we've been able to have you know, our chorus rehearsals and then split up into groups by voice part, which has just really expedited the whole learning the music process so much. I think this summer it's been so great. So just like Haley just signing up but not even coming to auditions, just still being in the show. And I think she's, I mean, I can't speak for her, but I think she's happy to be here because we're happy to have her.
And Beth stepping in and really gluing things
Absolutely.
together. There's often a disconnect when we got a lot of moving pieces between the music, the choreography, the staging, the actual, you know, method work with like certain lines. And Beth does a really good job of improving communication, where otherwise what is now chaos would be even more chaos. Mm-hmm. We've got lots of interesting things going on in the show, and it's like, this is one of the most solid summers I've had in a while. I remember Catch Me If You Can. It's like I wasn't really feeling it, but then, you know, 4th of July hit, I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. Same thing for Beauty and the Beast last year. But this one, from like the moment, it's like I kind of got like that tingling feeling I had like during the 2012 Les Mis, like, all right, this is going to be a good cast, and they sound great. And it's accommodating various different skill levels and stuff like that, because it is a vocally taxing show. You know, some of the most beautiful music you ever heard, and it's so beautiful we actually had a little bit of trouble like securing the rights to the show. Well, any show really, but this one too, which we figured we wouldn't. So without giving away like too much, you know, there's a lot of speculation and stuff of what is going to happen with a Broadway version of Hunchback, if there will be one, if there's going to be a touring one. Because as we said, it's a really big cast, and even the La Jolla, which I think originated the Americans version, had lots of different stipulations and problems because there was such a big cast, they couldn't pay everyone. You couldn't take everyone on tour. And so I think they're gonna try and look around what other theater groups are doing and see, like, you know,
can we make this happen?
Can we make this happen? See how audiences react, and if they see that Northwest Indiana reacts well, I'm sure they'll put it up there in no time.
Yeah. So, come see our show.
Yes,
we
please.
open July 21st, that's a Friday at 7:30. Then the 22nd, Saturday at 7:30. 28th is a Sunday at 3. And then the next weekend, same days, well, it's going to be 28, 29, 30, Friday, Saturday, 7:30, 3 o'clock on Sunday.
Yeah, so, and matter of fact, some of you aren't even going to have to pay because we're going to start doing some trivia. So if you want to participate in the trivia, we're keeping score. I'm not participating, I'm reading them off.
Are we doing
Josh,
it now?
Yeah, we're going to start it now. So stick around for the Ross stuff because we're going to have some other people come up and kind of tell their stories about Ross in the past, but we're gonna give some, we're gonna start some trivia of just Hunchback in general knowledge.
So I hope you were listening because you might have gotten some
Clues.
Or not. We don't know what the questions are. Me and Josh are gonna play along.
I didn't give away much.
It's gonna be stressful.
All right.
I'm just trying to beat Josh.
Hey.
Well,
So the way this is gonna work, I know there's a bit of a delay. So after each one, I'm going to wait about 30 seconds. All right. Who wrote the music for Hunchback of Notre Dame, the musical?
Oh, jeez. Oh, wait, isn't this? Can I give 2 answers?
No, only one. Full send.
Full send it?
Full send.
full sentence.
Full send.
it.
Oh.
It's okay. What's going on?
Who is?
All right.
I can't spell this.
5,
right.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I said.
Alan Menken. We got 2 for Alan Menken. Anyone in chat? Are they catching up?
Oh yeah, answer in the chat.
I think I butchered that.
It's okay.
Did you put?
I think
Okay.
I spelled it the
I think
same.
we spelled the same.
There's 12 of you. I see you there. Stop hiding. I just want to give you free stuff.
Yeah.
Let us love you.
There's a line like that in the show.
Something like that. Come see and find out.
What is the name of the famous novel on which the musical is based?
Oh.
The novel?
Kathleen Menken. Jacob Menken. So give them a point as well.
Who?
You got the list.
Who is the first name?
What was the first name? You got it?
I think Kennedy was answering for the last question. Don't give Kennedy a point.
Oh, we would never do that one.
We're gonna have to keep expanding our panel here.
So, what is the name of the famous novel in which this musical was based?
Yeah, I don't know.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is the Hunchback of Notre Dame. So give one to Cassidy.
Yay!
It's a trick question.
Kind of was a trick question. All right, next up. When did the Hunchback of Notre Dame musical make its Broadway debut?
Oh.
There's a couple correct answers.
A couple.
Yeah. It's kind of another trick question.
Oh. Can you re-say the question?
When did the Hunchback of Notre Dame make its Broadway debut? Kennedy is wrong again. Kennedy, you need to wait for the chat to catch up.
Yeah.
Because they're hearing it a minute later than us.
You should have been here on time.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
Did you cheat?
Okay,
No.
let's check the answer for that. Jake says 2015.
Marker has been here the whole time.
Kathleen Mance has got it. What do you got? He's got. Josh is right. It didn't. Broadway, Kevin W. We were talking Broadway specifically. In Berlin, 1999 is correct.
1999.
Yes,
In Berlin.
Berlin.
No, fine. Sorry.
But it never did. It did make the pre-Broadway, but as I said earlier,
It was cut.
it didn't make it.
A lot
Trick
of
question.
beautiful voices they can't pay, so we didn't get to make it to Broadway.
So to give one to Kathleen
But you guys
and
can see it
Josh.
here, also off Broadway.
Yes,
We are.
you said a very long
off-Broadway.
time
That's
ago.
what I said. They
The
can
correct
come see it
answer would have been never.
Never.
All right, next one from the Disney movie. What is the name of Quasimodo's loyal gargoyle friend?
Oh.
So there's three, but there's
I found this on the web.
Did you?
Did you? Thank you,
Wait,
Siri.
did she give the answer though?
She did.
Well, for real?
Yep.
Should have looked over.
Yeah. You didn't
Nat
let her answer.
W. Yes, it's too big of a cast.
You cheater.
You can answer now. That's a good guess.
Can I show you my answer now?
Yes. All right, let's show answers.
I don't know.
Victor. Victor was his best friend. So, Ascendio, give them a point.
I think Sarah's a really pretty name.
Sarah's a pretty name. But Victor was the.
Here's what I found.
Okay,
You
thank
better
you.
send her off.
Siri really wants to be involved.
Maybe next time.
All right. Next one up. Who played the role of Quasimodo in the original cast of the German production of the Hunchback of Notre Dame musical? Somebody did, Kennedy. Very good. That is our Esmeralda.
Hey, girl.
No.
We ready?
All right. 3, 2, 1. A German fellow. Alexander Claus.
Oh,
That's close to Josh.
half a point?
No.
Yeah.
All right. I got about 4 more and then we'll move on. Which song from the musical became particularly popular and was even nominated for an Academy Award when it was featured in Disney's animated film adaptation?
Ooh la la.
Good save, Kennedy.
What did you put?
Don't worry about it, because it's the answer.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is out there.
Um.
God Help the Outcast. That's a really good guess. One. Yed Leon. Give them a point. I don't know who that is.
Who? Leanne?
One Yed Leon. I don't know. One-eyed lion. Okay. Okay. Oh, that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Kevin.
I can see where
Kevin
he's
W.
coming from.
Give Kevin W a point as well. All right, answer 7. The setting of Hunchback of Notre Dame musical is primarily in Paris, France. True or false?
I'll just be wrong.
It is true.
Oh, wait.
Moving on. It is true. Give everyone a point because that was way easy.
Well, I don't know who everyone is, but okay.
Everyone who's on there.
But one point for everyone.
So if you gotten a point before, you get a point for free. Which song from the musical expresses Esmeralda's desire for freedom and justice? Yeah, you should know that. Our Esmeralda should know what song that is.
Huh. Well,
Oh, wait.
can you say that one more time?
What song from the musical expresses Esmeralda's desire for freedom and justice?
I'm confused.
I am too. I'm gonna go with my gut.
I second guessed, so.
I feel like if we have different answers, we'll both.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is God Help the Outcast.
Yes.
Someday is close.
I wrote both.
I won.
It is God Help the Outcast.
Uh-oh.
We don't want people to know that our Esmeralda doesn't know what song it is. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to say Esmeralda said that. Does that mean she desires it, or she's saying it will be? When's she asking for something? God Help the Outcast or someday?
I ask for nothing. I can get by, but I know so many.
Less lucky than I.
Please help my people.
They look to you still. God help the
God
outcast.
Help the
You went to a
Outcast.
different
So,
fire,
Nat.
but
Hellfire.
Look.
No, not Hellfire. So,
Wait, who is?
Nat W, Jacob Herr, and Ezendio. I don't know who. Ezendio.
Is that you, Eliza?
Okay, number 9. Who wrote the lyrics for the Hunchback of Notre Dame musical?
These are difficult questions.
Question 9.
I thought we were in 7.
I thought we were on 8. Don't
Okay,
laugh
yeah.
at me, Steve.
Mark is down. I can look at yours.
Probably wrong.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, Stephen Schwartz.
Ah, Steven.
That's such a cool name.
Schwartz.
Schwartz.
No one gets a point for that one.
His name is Stefan Schwartz.
Kevin W gets a point for that one. All right. Last one. In what year did Disney Theatrical Productions release a studio recording of the Hunchback of Notre Dame musical?
I really want to be right.
You wrote it really quickly.
I think this is my go-to.
I have no idea.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is 2016. Kennedy has discovered Google.
16.
That was my next one.
Okay. So you haven't discovered Google is what you're saying. Okay. It was 2016. Kevin, 1996 was when the cartoon movie released its album, as well as the movie itself. So it was 2016. Kathleen,
And the year it was.
Nat, Eliza, Kennedy, and Jacob Hur get a point.
That was a lot of people.
All right, take a break from trivia, as fun as that was. To talk a little more about the show itself. This was a show that I know my granddad really wanted to do if they ever made a Broadway version for it. Unfortunately, it wasn't until 2 years after he passed that the studio album recording was out. It was still in like production process and stuff in America. It was in Germany, but not over here. And he had retired from directing shows, and he would have come out of retirement to direct that because the music is beautiful. The music is the best way to describe it. This is back before Disney did everything as a pop song. So you've got your traditional like Gregorian chant, Latin, lots of churchy type of music, and then you've got some more poppy Broadway stuff, and then you've got a dab of like ethnic sounding from a variety of different cultures, music with kind of weird meter and stuff like that. There's lots of different kinds of music, and we have 70 members to kind of convey the story. And yeah, so if you look at each character, you've kind of got Phoebus, he's got his military march always going on. You've got Quasimodo, he's got that Broadway pop sound. You've got Frollo, he's more of a, I guess, classical church singer type genre. Then you have Esmeralda, who sings a lot of pop ballads as well as some just like more upbeat Broadway songs. Lots of cool different kinds of music. There's something in there for everybody. If you leave this musical without feeling something, there's something wrong with you. Even if that something you're feeling is disgust, it is provocative. It pulls emotions out of you.
Yeah.
We got several people working on the music, and we haven't even staged some of our big scenes yet with the entire cast because we're so focused on the music. We're gonna focus in hard on that this week, but we've got sectionals going on all the time. We're really focused on making this sounding as good as possible, and it does sound good. We've also got a 20-piece orchestra. They rehearsed today. I got some videos. They're sounding pretty good. Production elements, big sets. One of my favorite lines from a Netflix special is, imagine a Broadway show exceeding your expectations by having a set. I saw Into the Woods in Chicago on my birthday because Cassidy came through and offered me an extra ticket. And the show was great, the performers are great, but there wasn't a set.
No set.
And like the past 3 or 4 shows I've seen there hasn't been a set. And don't get me wrong, the actors and productions are amazing, but I don't feel transported away. I feel like I'm watching a concert. The orchestra was on stage, and granted, catch me if you can, we had our orchestra on the stage, but we still had a set. We had pieces moving around. I think it was a little backdrop with like 4 different little houses, or 3 different little houses, some trees. No, they were silhouetted trees, that's what it was. It was, underwhelming to say the least. But we have not real bells, but we have real looking bells. And we have towers. They're as big as, they're to size, they just don't make sound on their own. They're to size, we've got the orchestra, we've got towers, good God have we got fog machines. When Hellfire, there will be not actual fire. tons of good production elements. Beautiful costumes, choreography and sets. Like I said, we're choreographing this week. We're getting better accustomed to the rest of the show. We've got the music down, costumes. A lot of people bring in their own stuff, pay for their own stuff, and then we kind of add finishing touches here with stuff we have from the basement from our 60-year collection. We also use a projector instead of backdrops. We use backdrops too, but we also use projections, and a lot of the times we use actual artist projections and stuff like that. In some of the pictures I see up there now, you can kind of see the projections in the background that kind of help tie things together. And the stage is enormous, biggest in the area.
Yeah.
All right, getting down the nitty gritty. I've been fast firing. Alumni Night. Alumni Night is on July 23rd at 3 p.m. We want to kind of move it to the first weekend because when you put Alumni Night on the second weekend, you have Saturday, you have this amazing night with this amazing show, and then the next day you tear everything down. It's like the worst. So when we do that on that first weekend, you know, we have that high and you guys can talk about it that entire week. And then come back the next week with your friends and family and people you harass because we're tired of harassing people. We have a themed reception in the lobby for Alumni Night. We have pictures of Alumni Night popping up here pretty soon. Tons of people, old, young. You know, if you're 12 years old, you do a show, you come back 2 years later, you are indeed an alumni. And this may be the last time you get to see the auditorium in this essence. It will be going through a lot of upgrades, like handrails and banisters, and like I said, the lights and the stage. You know, if you are watching and you have a story you'd like to share, feel free. One more thing before I get some interviews up here, just because I want to order this a little more consistently. Concessions. Does anyone have the concession menu?
I do.
Okay. We work really hard on the concessions. Well, I don't. But my auntie does, and her kids do, and her husband does, and her little gaggle of helpers really work a lot. We got some pictures going up on there. I'm going to have Cassidy read off what you got going in a second, but you know, we really want to make not just watching the show thematic, but also the concession process thematic. As we are in a high school, we're not like, you know, Memorial Opera House or the Dunes Theater or Chicago Street. We don't serve alcohol, but we do serve some of the best food in the area.
Great
I'm
food.
a little biased, but I think
very
if you had
biased,
some,
but
you'd
it's
like
good.
it too. So what do we got?
So for our savory, we have gypsy rice with pork loin, hero sub sandwich, Florentine fettuccine, beef hand pies, street corn, turkey salsa crudo, watermelon salsa crudo. For our sweets, we have lemon blueberry crepes, strawberry cheesecake waffle cones, banana pudding parfaits, lemon cakes with buttercream, raspberry almond cake pops, milk and cookie pairings. And that's not all the sweets. We also have homemade frozen treats, campfire Rocky Road ice cream, ube cookie dough ice cream, chocolate covered strawberry ice cream, mango sweet chili popsicles, peanut butter banana ice cream sandwiches, and beverages to top it all off, pineapple lemonade, prickly dragon soda, and iced tea, and probably water.
Water. The finest tap water in the land.
Bottled water. And Josh, you want to tell everyone at home what you asked my father at auditions?
Oh, the best question to ask Larry Koontz is if he's actually there to do the show or if he's there for the food.
Because it's that good, even though he'll tell you anything, but it is that good.
There's stories of before Larry started really doing these shows, hitting him hard again, coming up to the concession stand and just, this is great, and you know, taking pictures of everything he was eating. He's a big fan. All right, so now
He'll post it on his Instagram, so that means it's really good.
I need to find his Instagram.
We're going to verify him tonight.
Yeah. Tonight's task, all 14 of you, go verify Larry Koontz's Instagram. Next up, we got some interviews coming up from some seasoned RSMT veterans. specifically seasoned for now, but we'll see what time we have left. So if everyone in this vast audience could give Steve Elser a hand.
Steve.
I should have wrote it down.
Sounds like the Bill Nye intro.
Bill.
Sounds like the end of Laugh-In with the one person clapping. So,
Hey, Steve.
hey, thanks for having me.
So earlier we asked the question, how many, you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but it's Ross's 60th summer. Do you want to tell us how many years you've done summer shows or fall shows? You want to let us know your number?
I can't count that high, but my first Ross show was Oliver in 1971. And we were still in the gymnasium at that point.
Oh.
This theater was just being built while we were doing that show. So that's how far back I go.
How
and
was
I'm
it?
still here.
Yeah. And we're so glad to have you still
Well, thank
here.
you.
However many duplicate shows later,
I've done a few of them more than once.
Cogsworth 4 times.
4 times as Cogsworth. I've lost count of how many times as Jacob and Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Spam-A-Lot.
Spam-A-Lot twice. I've done a lot of them. Music Man, Brigadoon.
What a trooper.
Yeah. yeah.
I think for
it's
half
been
these
fun.
shows you've had a hole in your foot when I did them with you.
Well, for a few of them, yeah. Yeah.
And
Well, I have a reputation as getting injured on almost every show I do. So nothing yet,
yeah, not this year.
knock wood. But we're only halfway through, so we'll see.
Yeah.
What do you got?
We got, well, we're just going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
But I remember, I recall there's someone, it was one of my mom's students that was like, I know what they're going to do next summer. And we said, what's she going to do? They're going to do Little Mermaid because we're just repeating shows. And actually, we wanted to do Shrek this year. And the reason being that we couldn't is because we were not sure when the renovations were going to happen. And there's also only a 7-week period to get the costuming nightmare and the aforementioned dragon built. And if you've done a show with us, you know that dragon would have been built last. So we want to make sure that when we do it, we can move up from 8 to, more time to actually build. And I want to know, out of all your repeated shows, which one's your favorite to do over and over and over again? Like if we said we're going to do it next year, you'd be back immediately.
Oh, without a question, Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast?
I love
let's do it
playing
again.
Cogsworth.
I thought the last one was your last one.
Yeah, well, the last one's always my last one. but it hasn't come true yet, so...
I remember the first time we did it, there was a first show where your doctor said you couldn't be on your foot.
Yes.
And just panic-inducing. And then we got some swaps.
No, that was the second Beauty and the Beast. That was the second time.
First time with me, though.
First time with you.
Yeah.
But the second Beauty and the Beast out of the 4 we've done.
Well, actually, that was the third time with me, because I've done all 4 of them, too.
Well, but not as the Beast.
No. I played the much more esteemed part Chip beforehand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But now you don't fit in the cart, so...
Well, he can squeeze in there.
I can squeeze in
I
there.
think we'd need a bigger cart.
Yeah.
Can you describe to us what it was like performing in the gymnasium?
Actually, I didn't perform in the gym. I was backstage on my first show. I was doing props and makeup and set construction, and practically lived here for about a week because we were behind schedule at the end, and we were working kind of around the clock to get it all done. But it was a great experience. That show had a cast of thousands. I don't know how many were in there, but huge cast. And met some great people doing that show, many of whom I'm still in contact with. And of course, I became a part of the Ross family then. And after a certain amount of time, I guess you become an honorary Reinhart. And I have hit that mark, so.
I would always joke around. I'd see the honorary Reinhardts more than, the regular Reinharts because they're all over the United States. I'll see them once or twice a year, and then I'll see the honorary Reinharts, you know, every holiday. A good follow-up question, you know, not even a follow-up, but you've done theater in a lot of different places, a lot of different areas. What
Yes,
has
I
you
have.
keep coming back here?
I think it's a couple reasons. One is the family feel that the Ross shows have. You know, we've all known each other for years. I mean, I've known you since birth. I've known you since you were, what, 6?
The day you got a new heart, I was born.
Yes. The day I had open heart surgery, Jacob was born. So we've always
It
had
was
that
opening up for
connection.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. I was his opening act. But it's the feeling of family and the level of professionalism, the quality of the shows. I've worked at a lot of places where as long as you got the show on, that was good enough. And I've worked in a couple of places that kind of followed Spencer Tracy's philosophy, you know, learn your lines and don't bump into the furniture. But here, it's a Broadway show. When you come here, and it costs a lot less than going to Broadway or to Chicago, but the quality is exactly the same. The first time we did Joseph was right after Donny Osmond closed Joseph in Chicago at the Chicago Theater, and some people I work with came to see the show, and they had seen Donnie do it in Chicago, and they liked ours better. They said it was much more professional, and the quality was of the voices and everything was wonderful. And the thing we always prided ourselves on all the way through with Joseph is we had a bigger Sphinx than Broadway did.
We did.
So that was kind of a feather in our cap. So it's the family atmosphere and the quality of the productions that keep me coming back.
Yeah, I remember at times when I was younger, wanting to, you know, the summer would be over, I'd be so sad, and then my dad would put like a Halloween show and just give, you know, made sure that there was something I could do in that. I remember just being so distraught, because I'm like, this isn't the same, this isn't as fun, and then Scrooge would come around, and you get a little kick, you get a little taste of what's to come in the summer, and then January through May just couldn't happen fast enough, because you're just like waiting on it, what's the show gonna be, and a lot of, like, what a lot of people don't realize is, before high school, I'd say my junior year of high school was the first time like I ever had I had Bedivere and Spamalot, but you know, they took out the witch burning song, so what fun is that? So the first, you know, lead role I had was Phantom in 2015. It's for Ross anyway, so my Ross selection is actually a lot more limited than people think. And you know, you hear this and that, or, you know, comparison, stuff like that, but it's the family thing for me. Like, I've not held here hostage. I've done theater other places. I was in college, believe it or not, graduated even. And I went to a bunch of different theaters down there and performed, and I no disrespect to the none of you that are probably watching, but they're not watching. I didn't like it. It was never had the same feel, and like that's kind of how I realized that it's like maybe I'm not a theater person, maybe I'm more of a Ross person.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the other side of the family issue is like my family. I'm married and have 2 daughters, and we didn't go. We didn't go away on vacations or anything. We did shows every summer, all 4 of us together. My younger daughter actually started out as one of Fagan's, or one of the workhouse boys in Oliver, and you know, she's done lots of shows since. Mandy's done lots of shows. Mm-hmm. Debbie's done lots of shows. My wife, and now she's kind of retired from the stage, but she runs the box office here. So you know, we've all still got our hand in.
Yeah, 60 years is a lot of history. That's longer than the 3 of us have been alive, combined possibly.
Sure, rub it in.
Well, no, actually.
No, not anymore.
Just slightly closer.
Me and Cassie are old.
Sorry. But it's really special to say that your family has been able to all be a part of something at one time, because not many people can say that you've all had this common interest and be able to put on such big productions. And you have acted, you've done stage crew, and you've also done fighting choreography.
Yes, I'm the fight choreographer for Hunchback of Notre Dame, fist fights, sword fights, knife fights, you know,
Pencil fights.
Pencil fights, I was going to say that one
Yes, yeah.
We don't encourage any of
Yes.
those fighting,
No.
especially not pencil fighting.
Not unless you're specifically trained to do it. It can be very
John Wick.
dangerous.
Not John Wick. You don't have John Wick on staff. Yeah, it's crazy because you know, the second I go to when I went to school and like started interacting with people that were not, you know, familiar with Ross, I'm like, what do you do with your summers? You sit around, you
Travel? What?
You
go on
free time?
vacations.
Free time?
What? Summer's work time. We do our shows.
Go
And,
to the beach in the boat?
what a lot of
What is this
people
witchcraft?
and of course think I lie through my teeth when I say this is like we don't make money on these at all. Like the reason, you know, when I was a kid we didn't go on vacation as much is because we were very adamant about the shows. And I don't think I'd trade in, you know, the 2 or 3 extra Disney trips we would have had, you know, for, you know, the life experience I gained, like, just through theater. Because, like, everyone learns.
Well, you mentioned earlier, we all learn from each other. You know, we've all got different experience levels and different talents within the theater, and it's great to be able to watch someone else and pick up something from the way they do something. And you know, the old ones can learn a lot from the younger ones too. And I spend a lot of time when I'm not on stage watching some of the younger performers and you know, picking up a few tips on playing a character or whatever. And I've been a character actor since I was in 3rd grade, but I still am learning, and that's something that never stops.
I think a lot of the skills you learn during the summer, like, I mean, if you're an electrician, you know, you're needed. If you're a carpenter, you're needed. You're an actor, you're needed. If you're a singer, you're needed. You know, theater is kind of where the kind of get your hands dirty jobs and the artsy jobs kind of come into play. And like everyone here contributes to the sets in some way. I was up in the catwalk, you know, terrified of heights, but weighing this rope down. And
It's a fun experience for all of us.
yeah, but it's like it was not a fun experience.
It was not.
There's a lot of talking, but talking.
Yelling.
But you learn so much from other people, and you learn a lot more about yourself, like what things you like, things you're good at, things you don't like. You know, work isn't fun, but when you do it in good company, it
doesn't feel like work.
Yeah, there are times where I'll be sitting at home and I'm like, do you have to be at the high school right now? No.
Might as well.
I'm bored, I'll go in anyway. But yeah,
And then you take the pit apart, so.
Yeah, then I took the pit apart with
Well,
help.
part of what makes it fun too is keeping your eye on what that goal is, that end product. If you know, we do a lot of work here, and pretty intensive work. But if you keep your eye on the prize of that great professional performance at the end, it's worth it. It goes by a lot quicker, a lot easier, and you're working with people you like.
Funny enough, like I talked to Jared Riddle about this in the dressing room almost every show we do together, but he always talks about, you know, the 8 weeks as a marathon, and you're running, and his favorite moment is the last curtain call, because it's like, I did it, you know, run through the finish line, and that sense of self-satisfaction. For me, call me a glutton for punishment, but like the performances are probably my least favorite part of the whole process. The getting to learn the music, the, you know, seeing everything come from ground up, the actual process, the 6 weeks in between, you know, the first week where we pretend to rehearse and then the last week we do the show, is probably my favorite part, and like building the set and then people going like, oh, there's a set here all of a sudden, stuff like
I
that.
haven't been here.
What about you guys? What's your favorite part?
I don't know, the last part you were mentioning, when people that haven't been here for maybe 2 days because we had principal rehearsals and they come back, it's chorus rehearsal day, and they're like, oh, we have a set now. It wasn't here 2 days ago. And I think that's the shocking factor is always what gets me.
And a lot of professionals don't even get a set. And these guys do. So there you go. What about you?
My favorite part, I don't know if this is conceited or not, but there's nothing better than getting a compliment from an ELSER or just alumni and just seeing how proud they are of the production or you and the part that you played, and just almost like carrying on the legacy and just seeing that pride that they have for something that they once were a part of. I love the performances, but definitely the compliments that you get of people who are in awe of the performance has got to be the best part, especially from an ELSER.
I love watching performers grow in the role. Musical, non-musical, whatever, just watching from the time we start the show until it goes on, it opens, the change in the performers as they grow and become that person that they're portraying. It's maybe that's the teacher in me. I taught theater for 12 years, and it's very gratifying to be able to see that change and watch people grow, and then from show to show, watch them get better and better and better. And three of you are all great examples of that. But that's the very rewarding part for me, is seeing that.
I think a good word to kind of summarize like what makes Ross special is, the legacy aspect. You plant a seed and you do your own thing, but there's someone else you impact that kind of does their own thing, and then does their own thing, and then they impact someone else and they do their own thing. And, you have this weird interconnected web of people from all walks of life, coming to do musical theater of all things. My uncle, Ed, I never thought I'd see him in a musical, but I see him here every day building. He has his hands in it. And I remember walking in, we were watching Hunchback. He's all misty-eyed. And I said, this guy sucks. I pointed at me on the screen. He goes, oh, shut up. I already cried 3 times. But it's, that legacy. And, family is a big part of it. And, my family is a big part of it. But, like you said, your family is a big part of it. I worked with both Cassidy siblings and both her parents in shows. The Santos family, it's a good place for family and a good place for people looking for that family, too.
Well said.
Any closing thoughts there, Steve?
No, I agree with everything you just said. It's what keeps all of us coming back year after year to do the shows.
Unhealthy addiction.
We plan our lives around doing the summer show, and I've been doing that for a long time, and I still do it because I enjoy it. So
He'll do it a long time to come.
That's why I'm back again this year.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Steve.
All right. Thank you. I'll see you guys at rehearsal.
Yep.
Round of applause for Steve.
Steve!
All right, we're running a bit over, so I'll allow 3 people to share what they like about Ross, why they choose Ross, if you're interested. It can be a person here. You want to, Kennedy?
The way she threw her stuff, I think so.
I think so. There's a lot of energy there.
Okay.
She came dressed for this.
She's taking her time.
I would say she's
not
taking her time.
I don't know. The pause is there.
Oh yeah, Kennedy!
Round of applause for Esmeralda.
They could not see you do that.
Can I do it again?
No.
No. Have a seat.
All right, welcome to our table. Tell us your name, tell us the part you play, how many summer shows have you done with us, and go.
And go. Okay, first question, what is my name? Kennedy Halliburton. Second of all, who do I play? Esmeralda.
She made a list in her head when you were asking.
She did, I'm proud of her.
Third, when did I graduate? I've been doing summer musicals since 2017 or 18. 18. It was 18.
And how's...
What part do you play?
Oh,
She
I
said
said
that.
that's
Oh,
That
I
was the
wasn't
second
listening. So what's your favorite part about Ross?
Oh my gosh, It's the people. I literally I really wouldn't care about what show they was doing, honestly. I've made some lifelong friends here. Genuinely. I feel like, especially Josh. Y'all see Josh? No, Cassidy. My first musical actually was Hunchback. And the first person that I really talked to who actually had me do something, because if not, I would have just been somewhere in the background confused and lost. But it was Cassidy. She told me my first choreography, and it was like, I thought I was the stuff, y'all. I thought I was yes, but definitely the people that you meet is such a nice experience. Like even Jacob, like me and him are like besties, even though the first time I did this me and him are like besties, even though the first time I did it, he screamed at me for inadvertently running behind the curtain.
I didn't scream at you directly.
Because he didn't know it was me.
Whoever did this.
But now he knows it was you, so.
Look, I admitted it 4 years later.
You're safe there. There's plausible deniability.
Exactly. So, yeah, I would definitely love the people.
So how do you feel about taking your first,
Lead.
lead with
You're
a capital
the
L?
star.
I was real scared. I'm still scared. I'll be nervous every time. But I really do love the music. And first and foremost, I love Esmeralda's songs. I love all of them because I feel like she's just a free spirit like me. She's just more sarcastic, a little more snarky than I am.
Yeah, is she?
No. Snarky is different than sassy. Kennedy is sassy, not
Exactly.
snarky.
Like she's like, ugh. And I'm like, exactly. See, they get it.
It's close.
But like my main personality in real life is just bubbly. She's not bubbly. She's
got a lot
bubbly.
to fight for.
She is. She's real spunky.
She's not sparkling water. She's boiling water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
more
the sparkle.
sparkling water.
I'm the sparkle.
I don't like either one, but
Yeah.
the sparkling is more tolerable.
You pretty.
At least I can boil pasta.
What? People use sparkling.
Thank you, Kennedy.
Anyways, come see Kennedy as Esmeralda.
We have time for 2 more.
Until then,
Rock,
Okay.
paper, scissors.
Eliza. Don't ask shocked. You raise your hand.
I'm gonna keep raising get my close up.
No one's getting a close up.
Rhythm of the tambourine.
Look, you're off. There you go. There you go.
And everyone welcome Eliza.
Hi.
Eliza, I think you're one of our newest people in our ecosystem.
Yes.
So, not that you have much of a choice because you go to high school here, but why did you choose Ross?
I chose Ross because of, well, pretty much the same thing as Kennedy. Just, I love people. Last year was my very first show. I did Beauty and the Beast. That was my very first show with Ross. Miss Reinhart was interested. She introduced me. She was like, hey, you like theater? Would you want to do the summer show? And I was just like, yeah, because I haven't did theater in like a hot minute. And so joining Ross, it was just a really cool experience. I met some really cool people, and I connected to some really awesome people. So that's, yeah.
To people.
Yeah.
All right, so if you see yourself in 5 years, and the numbers have thinned and you're now taking a lead kind of, not mentorship, but role model, and there's a part you would like to play in the future, what would that be, like your dream part that you could see happening on this stage? So that's barring things that we can't do because it's in high school, like Spring Awakening or Rocky Horror, stuff like that.
Chicago.
But Chicago, even Miss Saigon. Something within the realm of possibility here. What do you think your dream role would be?
Right now, it would probably be, I don't know, can you guys do Sweeney Todd?
I've campaigned for that, but no, we can't.
No? Okay, darn.
Yeah.
Um,
It's about murder.
But it's such a good show.
It is a good show.
I don't know. Maybe if you guys did Company, I would want to play Bobby.
Okay.
I really like, that was actually my scholarship audition when I went to the Indiana Thespian thingy. I had sung Being Alive or
That's a good
Marry
song.
Me. I sung one of those two, and I got a couple scholarships, so those were cool. So definitely Company.
Nice. All right, we'll take note of that. Thank
Got it,
you,
Mike?
Eliza.
Eliza.
All right, hands. All 4 of you that are left.
We
All right,
have
get
one
on up
hand.
here.
and welcome to the table, Grace.
Name, age, part you're playing.
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm 13, and I am. My heart's beating really fast. I sprinted here. Sorry. And I am playing. I'm an ensemble. I think I'm just an ensemble. Yeah.
Not just an ensemble.
The ensemble's a big part, very important
Yeah,
part.
especially in this show.
Yeah.
You know, even though we brag about having a set, you have to suspend a lot of disbelief because there's still a Greek chorus thing the show kind of has going on.
Yeah.
So the ensemble needs to be, you know, usually you can just walk from one side of the stage to the other like in Scrooge. This one you got to actually, you know, show fear when Quasimodo's throwing things off, you know, the
I don't even need to
historical
act
building.
in that one. The music scares me enough.
music can be intense. So what brings you to Ross as opposed to something a little bit closer to home? Because you live in the more western part of Indiana, southwestern part of Indiana. I know this is like a 30-minute drive, right?
It's worth it though. Again.
Why is it worth it?
Mainly for the people, like the past two people have said again. But so I love watching like musical type things and animated and drawn type things. And I remember when I was in maybe, I want to say 4th grade, I was falling down the rabbit hole of YouTube animations. And
Yes, the pipeline.
Yep. And I had watched the movie Beetlejuice, and I love Beetlejuice, just like Tim Burton type movies, always been some of my favorites. And I saw a Beetlejuice, the musical animation, and I got super excited about that because I love musicals and I love Beetlejuice. And so I got super excited and thought, oh my gosh, I need to see this. And so I started watching these types of things, and as a kid I never even really thought about what I wanted to be when I got older. And in that moment I just knew, I want to be in a musical. That's exactly what I want. And ever since I was invited here last year, this has been like my favorite place to be ever. So
I'm glad. So I guess I don't even have to ask the show that you'd want to do. I'm guessing it's Beetlejuice.
yeah, but
Give me one other.
okay. Oh, okay. I've said okay like 3 times, I'm sorry.
Not Beetlejuice
Okay.
3 times.
So because I did Beauty and the Beast last year, my goal, because I would assume the next time it would happen would be like 4 or 5 years, which
Don't count on that.
I know, but like I mean like a ballpark type of thing, whatever. I want to be old enough to play Belle, because I remember when I first walked on stage in, I believe it was a dress rehearsal, or like when we had first done like a full rehearsal and we did the first scene where we were supposed to be like being mean to Belle, like, oh, she's so different. And I remember seeing that, and like it felt personal to me for some other stuff in life that I won't get into too much detail, but like I related to it and I thought, wow. And then as like the more the story progressed, I could see myself as her more and more, and I loved the music, and I just, oh my gosh, if there could be one role here that I would love to play, it would be Belle, hands down.
Belle, not Lydia?
Yeah. Well, that too, but you know.
If you had to pick one.
Don't
Make me do that.
Thank you, Grace.
Thank you.
Grace.
Well, Jake, honestly, we haven't talked about your dream role.
My dream role?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've played them. Phantom was pretty cool. It's like maybe not my dream role. Like I would like to do Sweeney Todd at some point, but I just don't see that happening here. But you know, Phantom, the Beast, you know, those are hard to complain about.
Well, Frollo as well.
I don't like playing Frollo. I admit that I've got a talent for playing, you know, zealots, but the part that sucks about playing villains, for me to give like a genuine performance, I need to make it in my head that I'm not the bad guy. So like I'm reading the script, I'm like, this guy's such a
Terrible person.
jerk. And
You
then
gaslight yourself?
Yeah, and then like I'll start reading and I was like, no, he means this. He's just damaged. I can fix him, but you know.
He's gaslighting himself.
Stuff like that. All right, so we got 22 people. We're going to do, because we're running short on time, 3 more trivia questions, and then we'll distribute some rewards.
In purple. Let's see, what color should I go with?
What was the first musical RSMT produced?
Well, I'll be wrong on this one.
I should know this.
I should too.
And for a bonus point, what year was it repeated?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna get that one right. No Google, people.
That's a good guess. I admire that.
Why?
It shows you have listening skills.
I want to see if you have the same answer. Oh, wait.
I know it, but
Carousel, Oklahoma, also really good guesses.
What'd you put?
All right, 3, 2, 1. It is Annie, Get Your Gun.
I knew that.
Flower drum song. No, not quite. That was the second one.
Can we rewatch the documentary?
Right.
It was Annie, Get Your Gun, and then we repeated it again in 1984.
When was music?
No, sorry, 1980. No, 1983.
84.
I have 83 on here.
83.
83.
When was Music Man?
It was the first time we did Music Man.
When was the first time? Do you know?
All right,
I was up there.
we're getting close. All right, what was the biggest crowd for one summer, and what show?
Oh. I'll redo this one.
I don't know. The answer surprised me.
It's for all the times it's been done, not just the...
For all the times it's been done, like for the whole run. And I'll give you a hint. It is not Spam-A-Lot.
Gee, I was hoping.
But it's close. No.
No, it's just our most horrendously selling show we've
It's
ever
so
done.
good.
It was really good.
I hope I'm right.
Joseph is a really good guess,
really?
but that's not it.
Ready?
3, 2, 1. Layman, that's a good guess. What'd you have? Scrooge? No. It was actually 1980s Oklahoma.
What?
Wow.
4,908 people.
That is surprising to me.
Oh, yeah, that was just one run.
Yep, just one run.
How close was I?
Not.
Oh.
Yeah, well, Layman's had a good amount of people.
I'm losing now.
But with the most reboots shown by the most people would be Music Man with 16,060 people. That's our head count on people who've seen Music Man.
Wow.
And I'm just gonna, I don't wanna do all these as questions because no one would guess them, but our average attendance through all runs, Dolly summer average is 3,406, Oklahoma with 3,046, then Joseph at 3,000, but if you add in the winter runs, it jumps to 3,815. Wow, that's more people than I have dollars in my bank account right now.
High five up top.
What RSMT show was first in the new auditorium? So the auditorium we're sitting in now.
I know this. No. Wait.
What was it?
Like I said this earlier.
I'll give a hint.
That was a great hint.
I don't know that hint.
It was a big hint.
Yeah, I'm gonna double down on what I said earlier. You're old.
Kiss, kiss, bang, bang, not quite. All right. 3, 2, 1. It was Kiss Me, Kate.
I hate my life.
Cassidy gets a point.
Just keep putting music.
I'm gonna keep putting Music Man until I get it right.
Well, I'm sorry, because the answer to the next one that I'm not going to give is the Music Man. But RSMT's most produced show is The Music Man, with 6 times total. RSMT's 50th anniversary show was Les Mis. So naturally, every 10 years we do a more depressing musical. So expect for the 70th we might be able to fit in Spring Awakening. What was the show that celebrated the 50th? No, that's Hello Dolly. I'm going to give it away. 40th anniversary was Hello Dolly. Here's the good ones. What show was last shown on the gym floor?
Let me guess.
No, I'm just kidding.
If you were paying attention to the interviews, he wasn't in the show,
I know.
so he wouldn't know it.
I'm like, why is he whistling? That's my question. I saw your answer. I
Steve
can't
gave
write
us
it.
the answer.
3,
Yeah, I know.
2, 1.
I was gonna.
Oliver.
I remember.
GHE Screamer, Oliver. Flower drum song, not quite. It was Oliver. GHE Screamer gets a point. Nicole
I remember he told us. but
Zatorsky gets a point.
I couldn't think off the top of my head. And then I saw
And the
your
last
report.
one. This one's fun because I didn't know this one till today. What show did RSMT premiere and is still the only theater in the area to do that show? So we premiered it nationally and still the only theater in the area that has done the show.
Would I know this? This is so wrong. Huh?
That was high school.
Oh, that does. Thank you. Great job.
I didn't give you the answer.
You got one. You just got one.
Shoot.
We also talked about those.
We talked about it a lot tonight.
We did actually in 2000, another fun fact that I'm still salty about, 2018 when we did Hunchback the first time, we are the first person that announced we were doing it. We did not do it first because we have to wait till our summer schedule. You guys responding to Kennedy's, it was not Hunchback.
You know what
That was
this
a really
is.
good guess because we were almost first.
Yeah, I'll be wrong.
Nope.
Okay. I'll be wrong.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Oh, jeez.
1. Big,
I knew it once I saw it. Jesus.
big.
This was a fun show.
Phantom
Well, we not.
might not nationally, but be in the area too. Maybe, I'm not sure. But big, I was one of my favorite shows as a kid. I loved that.
It's time.
Yeah, so we give Jake of Her a point, Kathleen Mance a point, Nat W a point, and
Give
Kennedy
Kyler-
a point.
Give Kyler a point.
I'll give her another one. And while we tally these things up,
Wait, there's one more question.
what?
What are the dates of the show?
Oh. Cassidy got these wrong earlier when she said them.
I didn't get them wrong.
You put 28 before 23.
Wow.
Oh, I just gave one away.
I stumbled. If you guys were paying attention. And what night is alumni night? So you could come and meet alumni if you're not alumni.
Oh, that's not right.
See? This one's for not any prizes. We just want you to come see our show.
Yeah, you're not getting points for this one.
Oh.
But anyway,
Come see our show.
20th or 21st?
21st, 22nd, 23rd, 28th, 29th, 30th. Friday and Saturday at 7:30, Sundays at 3. The first Sunday, the 23rd, is alumni night. So come if you're an alumni that night, or come meet some alumni.
And while we tally this up, while we tally up the scores for everything, there is a kind of a cute clip of boss Jacob Reinhart talking about, well, his wife talking about the first time he came here and what he was promised.
She really tallied them.
No, I didn't tell him. I just wrote down.
No, ours.
Oh, yeah.
You're
I
evil.
won.
You've probably heard the story of when your dad came down to interview for the job, and the principal said, "Oh, you're interested in theater?" Says, "We have the largest theater in Northwest Indiana." And your dad was just waiting to go to the high school. They took him to the Y&W drive-in.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
We're still tallying. No, I mean, I don't know.
Doesn't look like it.
We're almost there. Kathy's doing math because she can count higher than 4. I cannot.
Okay, well,
Twinsies.
did nobody win these?
No.
And who is this? And who is that? And are we doing it for top?
I was just reading off of the thing.
I may be biased here. We should do one more.
Are we doing just top? Or all?
Top. So, give the 2 of them tickets.
One?
Yeah. 2 tickets. 2 tickets. Then these 2, 1 ticket. And then a food voucher.
Who?
Yeah. We have a tie, but so I know we're gonna have another one of these before the show, so the season pass might go out by then. But
I got a tiebreaker question.
I just don't remember. I don't know who that is.
yes, you do. That's the same person.
This?
Yes. Yes, that's her last name.
Oh. I thought it was someone else. Okay.
All right. So, are we good?
Can we drum roll here?
No, God, it'll pick up on the mic so loud. All right, we good? All right, so we're probably gonna have to give out the season pass later, so you have to tune in again because we have a tie. Jacob Herr and Kathleen Mance, you both have won 2 tickets to the show. So bring a buddy, bring a significant other, bring someone you meet on the street. You get 2 tickets. Kevin and Eliza, you both get 1 free ticket. And then Nat, you get a food voucher.
Ooh. No.
Kennedy, you had negative points for some of those.
And you use Google.
And participation goes to you.
Yeah,
Participation award and a crisp high five goes to Kennedy.
Wait, no, it goes to Kyler.
Sorry, Kennedy.
You can see how you get that confused.
So congratulations.
Yay! Now you have to come see our show.
Reach
'Cause
out
you
to
won
someone
tickets.
that is not us to receive those. They'll be at the box office with your name on it.
Yes. And if you are looking to buy tickets ahead of time, Josh, tell them where they can get tickets ahead of time.
No, how would you do this to me? Let me just pull up the ticket link really quickly.
Online, there'll be a link.
There'll be a link
in the-
online.
Yeah, there'll be a link, but it's our show. What is it?
There'll be a link. There'll be a link. No one's gonna figure it out. There'll be a link.
It's in the live feed chat right now. You could also find our whole production group on Facebook, Ross Music Theater or M&M Productions. And we'll be sharing a lot of things on Facebook and social medias, like our playbill, online playbill. You can find all your casts. You can read a little bio about everybody. And you could also buy tickets there. But it's linked in the chat. So,
Yes.
thanks, Josh.
You're
We're also
welcome.
in Highlands Parade tomorrow night, and I believe we're going to be at Hobart and Maryville's Parade
Yes.
Tuesday. So keep an eye out for us there if you happen to be there.
We'll be in these beautiful purple shirts.
Yes, they're
we'll
gonna be
handing
so
out
smelly.
ticket information. So
We will.
Yes. Where there's going to be sweat.
yeah,
Um,
come check us out. We're
check
great.
us out. Also, the praise and everything, thanks for watching. We'll have another one of these closer to the show date where we'll give away that season pass. What that season pass is good for, I don't know, but you're going to see at least 3 shows, so
It'll be special.
that'll be the grand prize. So get studying our Ross facts.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Look up some YouTube clips. Watch this again. They'll probably be repeat questions.
Oh my God, yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for spending
Show 'em,
your
Tyler.
Sunday evening with us. Woo! See you guys next time.
It's the best thumbnail.